All right. I love your studio.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is where it all takes place.
Yeah. Where the
The
magic
rehearsals.
happens.
Yeah, the rehearsals, man, we get down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Ready to get into it?
Yes, sir.
Cool. All right. So where are you at like now in your musical career and what does 2024 entail?
Well, where I'm at right now is we finished our last gig for 2023
Hmm.
on November the 30th out in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Wow.
And we played for an organization that is uh, making awareness for affordable housing for the workers that work in Jackson Hole because
Hmm.
just a 2 bedroom single bath cabin is $1 million.
Wow. Yeah.
So the consequently the workforce has to come from outside of the town because nobody can afford to live there,
Hmm.
and then they have to drive 2 or 3 hours to get there, 2 or 3 hours home. That makes for a long day.
Yeah.
So it was great to go out and do something that I believe in, which is
Yeah.
get housing affordable for the workforce.
Hmm.
And then for the new year for 24, we've got some tours scheduled, and I believe we're going to go to South America again in the spring.
Wow.
And I am launching a new album in the spring, and
Wow.
the Patriot Rock, Mark Farner, Patriot Rock. And
Awesome.
uh, I'm doing it with Mark Slaughter is the producer,
Hmm.
and Mark and I also wrote a song together. We co-wrote, so it's wonderful to work with him,
Yeah.
and because he's part Native American as well,
Hmm.
so we do get along good, eye to eye on who God is, and we know that love is our master, and we
Yeah.
will not serve another God. Fear does not uh it doesn't cancel out love. Love cancels out fear. So
Amen.
this is where we put our hearts. And there's so many fear mongers out there. The fear porn is just crazy because people are falling for the mainstream narrative. But if you figure out who owns the mainstream and figure that that network is worldwide, then you understand the BS COVID stuff.
Hmm.
And we didn't buy into it. We don't buy into it, and we buy into our heart and our natural feelings towards us, and we put that into music, brother.
Yeah.
And the music coming out on Patriot Rock is very encouraging for people who have maybe they took a bite out of that apple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Where can people listen to that album once it comes out?
well, they can buy it at markfarner.com, and
Is
they
it
can
going to be on
listen to all
Spotify
the
or anything like
artists
that,
they
or
want to. Sorry?
is it going to be on Spotify or anything like that, or
Oh, it probably, I don't know at this point. I don't take
yeah,
care of that. I don't take care of that part, but
gotcha.
I take care of the writing, and with Mark Slaughter together, because I can send him files via Dropbox that
Yeah.
I do here. I can do overdub guitars or vocals or background vocals, keyboards, whatever needs. I
Mhm.
can do that from here. It is better when we're working side by each,
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
same room,
Hmm.
because it's more compelling to spark some creativity
Yeah.
and to have immediate feedback on how was that take? instead of having
Yeah.
to, send it. The person opens the email. Yeah, there's a definitely advantage to being right there in person.
Yeah, because like over like COVID and stuff, people were like recording via Zoom, and it's just like it's not the same as being in the studio.
No.
And you know that more than anyone else. So
Yeah, buddy.
yeah. So um all right, I mean, we're an American band. I mean, it's such an iconic song, and it was such a big part of like me growing up. Like when I would like listen to the radio, that would like always come on like 70s on 7, like on the way to school. So how did your like guitar part come about on that?
Well, Don Brewer brought the lyrics into the studio one day, the rehearsal hall,
Hmm.
because Lynn Goldsmith, our she was titled as a publicist, but she was her actual what she did, her function.
Hmm.
It was more like a co-manager.
Hmm.
So Lynn said, "Why don't you guys write a song that's about who you are? You're an American band."
Yeah.
And so Brewer came in
Hmm.
having that spark that came from Lynn Goldsmith,
Hmm.
and he had lyrics, and he doesn't play any instruments. He can play two notes at the same time on a guitar and convey a message of it's okay, it's in D, that's okay, I got that.
Yeah.
But then when I was listening to him sing,
Hmm.
I was hearing the guitar lick that I played
Hmm.
on the album, which was done on that L5S right there,
Yeah.
that Gibson back there.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was recorded at the Swamp. All the bed tracks were recorded in Michigan.
Hmm.
Then we went to Criteria in Miami Beach,
Hmm.
cut the vocals because they wanted to cut them at sea level for some reason.
Hmm.
Uh, and I forget, it slips my mind what that reason was, Ted, but
Yeah.
that was supposed to be cool if you cut at sea. So
Yeah.
maybe that was helpful too. But the guitar part, as soon as I heard him singing, I
Hmm.
said, "Okay, what about this?" Da-da-da, da-da-da-da,
Yeah.
and they're going, "Yeah, man, that worked,"
Yeah.
and it did work. And some people say, "Well, it doesn't really fit what's being sung."
Hmm.
But I wasn't trying to fit what's being sung. I was trying to play another part that was rhythmically enhancing what was being sung.
Hmm.
And for that worked for me, and it's part of what
Yeah. I mean, whatever it is, it definitely worked because it's so popular. But
thank
um,
you.
yeah. All right. So you grew up in Flint, Michigan, is that right?
That's right.
Okay. So you were, I guess, a couple hours from Detroit. How did all of that like music scene, like Motown and all that, how did that impact you? I mean, who were your like early musical influences like as a kid?
Well, it Flint's really an hour,
Oh, an
uh,
hour.
yeah, north on I-75, and all that Detroit sound, including the MC5 and Iggy,
Hmm.
the Rationals,
Yeah.
uh, a lot of good music down there,
The best.
and it influenced us. But most of all, what influenced us was what CKLW was playing, what WRIF was playing later on. But CKLW was our first influence because they were playing all of the Motown stuff. The
Hmm.
R came from Rosalie. and she was blasting that stuff north, south, east, and west, and it would come booming into Flint.
Yeah.
CKLW would, and then we had our own local stations: WTAC, WTRX, WAMM, that we listened to quite frequently. I was on WAMM more than anything else. And it was just because there was the dance music, the soul music, uh, R&B, and that's what I like to listen to. It's what I like to sing. It's what I like to dance to. All that old music, man. It's like if it makes me happy, then I want to dance because I want to be a happy dancer.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, did you know like I guess like all the Michigan guys were like Stevie Wonder and Alice Cooper. Did you know all of them growing up, or did you like meet them later on?
I met Alice later on, although I had heard of him. I never met little Stevie, but I admired him greatly. He was one of my early influences as far as vocals and soulful singing,
Yeah.
letting your heart shine through your mouth.
Mm. All right. First concert you ever attended?
First concert, real bona fide concert,
Mm-hmm.
was the Yardbirds
Wow.
IMA Auditorium in Flint, Michigan. They came to Flint, Michigan. We were in the pack at the time, and our manager got us some backstage passes.
No way.
Yeah, dude, we were on the stage, off in the side curtain. It would,
Yeah.
stage right curtain. We were over there looking, and Jeff Beck had his Telecaster, and he was playing away. And man, we are just drooling because we were
Yeah.
all Jeff Beck maniacs, especially Kurt Johnson, the guitar player in the pack, and myself.
Yeah.
And so when Jeff had turned that amp to 11 and took his guitar off, that Telecaster's got a flat surface. It's just flat all the way
Yeah.
around. So he set it on the stage standing up, on the neck and on the bottom uh curve of that guitar.
Hmm.
He's on that flat stage, and he's going like he's making it do all this stuff, but it's feeding back because of
Yeah.
overwhelming volume, and the strings are just going crazy.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, what a showman. That
Yeah.
that is some good stuff there. So I was learning, you know, instantly about shows. What does one have to do to entertain? And you have to become a showman. You
Yeah.
have to have something that is unique unto yourself so that you can be separated, and you can come out from among all the rest of the showmen. If you come up with something that is unique to yourself, then you have a better chance of longevity.
Yeah. I mean, it's so important. Like you need to like create like your own distinct name in the music. And it's not just through music. I mean, you have to really go through the stage works of it. I mean, like Alice and Kiss and all them, like they really made that an important part of the show. So, and that
Yeah,
might be a reason why, they're all still around. I mean, Kiss just finished up their farewell tour, but they were there for it was a long time that they were on stage, and who knows, they might do another one. I mean, a lot of
yeah.
times the farewell tour isn't actually the last one.
You've
um
noticed that.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And they definitely had their niche. They had a unique look, and they had a unique presentation,
Hmm.
and it worked. And
Yeah.
it's like Iggy Pop, when he would take ground beef and throw it out into the audience after he mashed it on naked body. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a niche.
Yeah.
It really was. It was it's part of his shtick.
Yeah. And like Ted Nugent with the loincloth and everything. Like,
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
He was was an innovator as far as showman.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know him, right?
Yes. Ted
Yeah.
and I are friends. We break bread whenever he comes back to Michigan, and
Yeah.
we we'll shoot together, shoot bow and arrows,
Yeah.
and yeah, and he's got a his sister lives down south of us, and she's got a business that she does silk screening, screen printing on shirts, and she
Mm.
does a great job. Kathy's a wonderful artist and
Yeah.
puts stuff together great. So
Yeah.
I like wearing her shirts. They,
Yeah.
yeah, they're one of a kind.
Yeah. I saw the Spirit Campfire thing you did with Ted back in 2020.
Ah,
I watched it last night. It was really good.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Best artist you've ever shared the stage with.
The best artist, and now that is tough to say.
Yeah.
That is really tough to say because sharing the stage, I mean, with Ringo's All Stars, you
Yeah.
got Billy Preston, John Entwistle, Felix Cavalieri,
Mm.
Randy Bachman,
Yeah.
uh, Mark Rivera. You got Zach Starkey on the drums. Yeah, I mean, you could. There isn't a favorite. Not, I mean, it's for me to say the best. I can't
Yeah.
say because I give so much credit to each one for various reasons.
Yeah.
And I can't say that one reason is above another. So
Hmm.
I'll just have to say I've enjoyed being on stage
Hmm.
with other artists, my peers in this
Hmm.
industry, because I don't look at any of them above the next one. I
Yeah.
just at them as, a peer in the industry.
Hmm. Yeah. Because I saw that you had like you'd done shows with like Humble Pie and like with I guess Frampton and all them. And um yeah,
Yeah.
but like who have you like some names that like really like Frampton's obviously a big name. Like who have you done shows with that it's kind of like out of this world?
Well,
Like
I've shared the bill with Jimi Hendrix and
really?
Janis Joplin 10 years after, 10
Mm.
Wheel Drive, Sly and the Family Stone.
Oh
Uh,
my gosh.
yeah, it's the Kinks.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, uh, yeah,
Wow.
been so many. Humble Pie used to open for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Wet Willie used to open for
Oh
us,
yeah.
and uh, yeah, Blood Rock opened for us. Freddie
Haven't
King,
heard the
Freddie King, yeah,
Freddie
Mata
King.
opened for us. Yeah, yeah, and Mata Hoople, man, they were a unique band.
Yeah.
Ian, yep, he was a showman.
Yeah. Okay. Favorite Grand Funk Railroad song to perform?
I'm your captain.
Yeah. You had that one ready to go. You like that one.
Well, it's my favorite song. I mean, God gave me that song. I prayed for it, and that's the one that God gave me. So
Yeah.
it's got to be my
Great
favorite.
song.
It's
Yeah.
the most heartfelt, the most the most people react to that song because when I prayed for it, brother, I prayed for a song. I said, God, I wanted to make God know who I'm addressing here.
Yeah.
Would you please give me a song that would reach and touch the hearts of those you want to get to? That was the simplicity of my prayer. And when I got up in the middle of the night and wrote that song, I didn't know it was a song because
Hmm.
Actually, Ted, uh, I get up and write, I'll just set up and what's on my mind, I need to get it off on this paper. And a lot
Yeah.
of times it's not words that rhyme.
Hmm.
It's just something that needs to get this off my head so I can sleep, you know?
Yeah.
So I wasn't particularly thinking that it was a song at the moment I was writing it, but
Hmm.
I was someplace between heaven and earth in a state of mind that was not conscious, like
Yeah.
you and I are conscious at this moment. I was not in this kind of conscious being, I
Yeah.
was I was in a state of mind where I was suspended in some kind of you know the mindset that is not that is more aloft, that is more apt to be influenced or spoken to by the creative power that put
Hmm.
us all on this earth. And
Yeah.
I was there and I was writing, and it sounded crazy to me. As I'm writing those words, it just sounded crazy to me. It sounded like,
Yeah.
wow, this is weird, but I'm writing it. And I know better than to go back to the top and start reading it. I just had to keep writing it. And when I had finished writing that, I didn't know it was a song at the time.
Hmm.
But when I finished the last words, I was completely spent. My energy felt like I had just played 10 football games all in a row.
Wow.
And it was over, man. When I put the words down on my nightstand and rolled back under the sheet, I was gone, man. I mean, it was like instant sleep.
Huh.
Yeah, it was a great adventure, and it has been ever since it came out of me. A
Huh.
lot of other people use that song, a lot of in their shows. A lot of
Hmm.
people play that song, and I have a video series on my website, markfarner.com. It's called Farner Chords,
Hmm.
and I show people how I played the songs that they are trying to play because there's been various people on YouTube that try to show others how to play songs that I wrote, but they don't play the songs the same. So
Yeah.
I was kind of I was disturbed a little by that they're not learning the right chords. And I got with Jimmy Romeo, who is a great friend of mine, great sax player and singer, and he's a videographer
Hmm.
down by Detroit. And I said, Jimmy, and I told him what I had in mind. I said, I would like to do some instructional videos, some just short little things, not to play a whole entire song, but just play like what a verse is, a chorus is, and
Hmm.
whatever, just the parts. And
Yeah.
I want to give it away. I don't want to charge for it. I want to give this to the people because my reward would come from people playing it correctly. If it's my song they're trying to play, I would be the best instructor for them to learn from. So he said, man, I can see it now. I'll put a camera on your right hand. And, so because people have to know what you're doing here, not just in the chords, they got to know how you're picking, how you're strumming, what you're doing there. So that's what's up there. It's called Farner Chords. There has been, I believe, 4 releases so far out of 20 some that we have in the can.
Hmm.
So I'm looking forward to releasing some more Farner chords at Mark
Yeah.
Farner. And these are not for people who are just beginning guitar. These are for accomplished musicians to learn the correct way. If somebody's got a garage band and they want to go play one of my tunes and it's up there, they can learn the right way.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. You don't get that a lot of like these days with people like doing like guitar lessons and stuff. Like the original guys don't often do that. So that's great that you're doing that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah. Um, Favorite guitar brand, if you have one?
Parker.
Parker.
Yeah, Parker in electrics and Taylor in acoustics,
Mm-hmm.
both American made. The Parker from 1993 to 2003, they put out over 30,000 quality instruments. When it changed hands, when they sold out, the craftsmanship was not the same.
Mm-hmm.
The attention to detail was not the same. I played some flies that were produced after they left Cambridge, Mass,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't hold a candle to those 30,000 instruments that were produced in that original factory.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, Ken Parker came up with a great design. Him and Larry Fishman put out great product. I still um, stay in contact with Fishman, and they've helped me out on the acoustic. Getting me pickups and giving me insight as to what I should be using. Acoustic guitars through an electric guitar stomp box does not work. It
Mm-hmm.
sucks. It actually sucks. So, so they at Fishman, they have made choruses and direct boxes and things that work good with acoustic guitars. Yeah, and I appreciate that about them.
Yeah.
Uh, but but those two guitar brands are U.S. made. You know, I'm a patriot. I am the rock patriot,
Yeah.
and that's where the title for my next album, Patriot Rock,
Patriot
comes
Rock. Yeah.
backwards, man.
Yeah. I was expecting you to say like, like one of the more like Gibson Les Paul, one of those um Parker you like.
No,
Cool.
I I'm like, a lot of people say, well, why don't you use Marshall amps like everybody else? I don't want to sound like everybody else. I
Mm,
like the way I sound, and I can only get that through, the amplifiers that I use. And in fact, this amplifier sitting over here, you see that little amp?
I do,
It's
yeah.
it's got a 15-inch speaker in it. It
Wow.
is it is an Avery amplifier.
Hmm.
He is Ragnar Avery is in a town that's about an hour and a half south of me in Kalkaska, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a boutique amplifier builder, but his work is beautiful. It is tight, everything. And this is the first 15-inch speaker model amplifier that he has built. And he asked me because it sounds so good and it is uniquely me. My sound I can get out of that amplifier right there, man. And
Wow.
it's amazing because I can walk over and pick that thing up, and it's what, maybe 40 pounds, but you can carry it into a gig and you can sound badass.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. So
Yeah.
he's making Mark Farner's American Band models, just like this one. It'll have Mark Farner's American Band badge in one corner, and we're calling it the 15. So it's going to have the number 15
Yeah.
up there, little badges on there, metal badges to
Wow.
depict what it is. And it's only 35 watts, but it is the most beautiful 35 watts. The tone is full. It is
Yeah.
very, very unique, and unique under my specifications as to what I like. And he thought so much of it that he said, we need to put out that line. So
Yeah.
I said, yeah, man, go ahead, because it's a to people who are playing gigs where they've got to, grab something out of the car or the van and take it in and play.
Hmm.
they can have some quality, man. This makes your guitar huge.
Yeah.
Uh, Everybody that's played through it, first they'll be playing through like a Fender Twin, and then they'll switch over and play through mine and go, "Oh my God, what is that?" Uh,
Yeah.
I had my son came up and he's got a Fender Bassman, and he said, "I wanted mine to sound better than yours into your amp." He says, "Oh my God, that thing is it." And his is a hot rod Fender Bassman,
Yeah.
but Joey, he had to tell the truth. He said, "Man, that amplifier rocks." Well,
Yeah.
I, I'm receiving my second one because I like to play stereo. I got a in my uh, effects. The last thing in my chain is
Hmm.
is a stereo chorus. It's an Arian stereo chorus,
Hmm.
and it's one of those little cheap $35 choruses that is big as Texas, brother. It is huge. It does everything I want it to do, and it's smooth and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And Robert Keeley put his hands on it and made it extra special. So I got, a couple of pedals from Keeley on my pedal board that really enhance my sound. And
Cool.
that's best quality.
Very
Very
nice. So just so you know, we got about 8 minutes left.
all right.
Um, so you mentioned you had Native American heritage. A couple weeks ago, I had an interview with Ricky Medlock of Blackfoot and Skinner,
Yeah.
and he said that he felt sort of like some prejudicial stuff from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because he was not inducted as an original member of Leonard Skinner. So I wondered if you had any thoughts on this, like considering your heritage.
Didn't know about I didn't know about Ricky Medlock
Hmm.
not being inducted along with the other artists. And that's a crying shame.
Hmm.
Uh, but the Native Americans have really been treated poorly. The white man took them out of their villages, out of their homes, and put them in the white man's school. Tried to civilize, but what they did was teach them civil lies.
Yeah,
And
Carlisle Academy. Yeah,
yeah, man, should have left them to be because so many have gotten into the firewater, you
yeah,
know, uh, and it's ruined entire villages.
yeah.
But I am ashamed if that's the reason why Ricky Medlock was not allowed to participate in that induction. Then I'm ashamed of those people. I'm already ashamed of those I call. They don't represent the people. They don't represent the people's opinion. They represent their private corporate opinion, which is any way they can make money. And money, the love of money is the root of all evil. It ain't about the money. It's about the message in the song. It's about the
Exactly.
messenger who brings that song, man. It's about the musicians that have brought the music to the people that stay in the people's hearts. And
Of course.
that vote should have come from the get-go. It's where it should be switched over to and come from today. If they were going to be honest, they would have a voting somehow get the people's vote on who should
Yeah,
be
they
there.
don't do that. Yeah,
No, they don't do that. It's total corporate BS. And people have asked me, why aren't you guys in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? And I tell them, around our lips, brother. We ain't kissing nobody's hind end for nothing. And
yeah.
I don't bow to that God.
Mm-mm. Nah, they're. I was talking about it with Hen. Like, they're they're very elitist. I mean, to say the least. I
Yeah.
think, but I don't know. All right. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years musically? Still performing?
Well, yeah, man, I'm sing the songs in the same key I wrote them in. So as long as that's going on, and long as my ears are good enough to keep me on pitch, I don't want to get up there if I can't hear what the hell I'm doing and staying in tune, you know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to embarrass myself or tarnish the name, you know, that I have created, that I have helped create with Grand Funk Railroad and my own Mark Farner's American Band now for the past 20 years, so over 20 years, uh, because I want to be honest, gotten up there and given an honest performance, an honest show, and that's what people like about me. And I'm not
Yeah.
going to let them down now.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, we got like 3 minutes left. Um, Proudest achievement of your career?
Proudest achievement, uh, I got awarded the Cherokee Medal of Honor,
Awesome, incredible.
which means more to me because it is by my great grandmother's people, the Cherokee Nation, that was given to me, and some other people that you may know uh, that have been inducted into the Cherokee Hall of Fame and given the Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
The um, what's the gal's name with the real long hair? Crystal Gale. Crystal
Ah,
Gale.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she. It was almost so long she could stand on her hair. He was given the Cherokee Medal of Honor. James Earl Jones was given the Cherokee Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones was given,
Yeah, of
uh,
course.
and who was the guy? The Vegas guy, Wayne.
Frame? No.
Yeah, Wayne. No, no, Wayne from Vegas. He's a hell. Anyways,
I was thinking Wayne Kramer from the MC5.
oh no,
Yeah.
uh, your listeners are probably saying the name, sending it out to
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
Wayne Newton.
There you
He
go.
was he was supposed to be there the same time I was getting my medal, but he called in at the last minute and said he was sick. But somebody from the tribe called out there to and just pretended like they were after tickets for the show.
Hmm.
And they said, "Oh yeah, the tickets are still on sale. Wayne's going to go on." And so it wasn't a sickness. And so the headlines in the local paper in Tahlequah, Oklahoma was Farner replaces no. Oh, poor guy.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you don't do that to your people.
No.
So I played music out there. I had a great time. I was with you know, my blood and went through the Trail of Tears Museum at Tahlequah, which
Wow.
every citizen of this United States needs to go through that museum in Tahlequah.
Hey, well, thank you so much for doing this, man. It's been a pleasure.
All right, brother Ted. God bless you. Good to see
God
you.
bless. Good to see
Uh,
you.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.